Hi everybody, my name is Jessie Lane Lee and I'm the holistic nutritionist at jessielanewellness.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make my delicious 4-ingredient Carob Hazelnut Bark. It is super easy to make and tastes absolutely delicious, almost like Nutella, but in healthy bark form. To get started, we're going to toast our beautiful chopped hazelnuts in a dry pan over medium heat. You don't need any oil for this, which is awesome, and it's really easy to do. Move the pan around every few seconds so that they toast evenly. So you want to line a baking pan with either parchment paper or wax paper. And then you're going to dump 3/4 of the hazelnuts in the bottom. We'll save a little bit to put on top once we mix our chocolatey topping. That's good. Now we'll set this aside. So to make the chocolatey bark, we're actually using carob powder, which is similar to chocolate, but it's a little bit sweeter and less bitter, so I really like it. And it's also caffeine free, which is great. I find my carob powder is usually a little clumpy, so I like to sift it before I turn it into the chocolatey goodness. So I'm just using the whisk to break up all the big clumps to make sure our carob powder is really uniform and makes for a really smooth chocolatey bark. Now we're going to add our melted coconut oil. And then we will whisk this together to get a nice smooth chocolatey mixture. So delicious. And finally we need something to sweeten this delicious carob bark. So I like to use green stevia. So again, totally green, not processed, not white, not bleached and all that stuff. And that's a really nice sweetness. Stevia and carob go so well together because the bitterness of the stevia is offset by the sweetness of the carob. So this is what your chocolatey mixture looks like. It's pretty drippy, which is great because it's going to coat all the little spaces in between our roasted hazelnuts. So all we're going to do now is pour the chocolatey mixture over the hazelnuts. There, and I just like to give it a little wiggle, a little shake to make sure the chocolatey goodness is getting in all those little nooks and crannies. And I top it with the rest of my toasted hazelnuts, just so you can see that there's hazelnuts in there because the chocolate, when you pour it in, kind of covers everything up. And this reminds everybody that there's nuts in case there's any nuts allergies where you're serving it. And it looks really pretty. Perfect. So your carob hazelnut bark is done and ready to go into the freezer to chill for about 2 hours, where it's going to come nice and hard and delicious. After 2 hours, check on your carob hazelnut bark. It looks so nice and solid. So you can leave it like this in a bar form, or you can cut it up to make it more like a bark, which is what I'm going to do. So I like to make it rough, like random cuts, because that's what a normal bark looks like when you buy it in the store. You can make perfect squares if you want, but sometimes it kind of takes a mind of its own once you start going. And that's all there is to this simple carob hazelnut bark. I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. You can get loads more at jessielanewellness.com. And make sure you subscribe on the lower left to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any more holistically delicious recipes and health tips. Thanks so much for watching. Really?